Hey, all you sports fans out there in the tubosphere, as I get closer here to the talk radio mic, or to you, the individual, as part of the collective, welcome to the one-man sports rant talk radio version, Gen 3.0. I am your host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Throw, sponsored by nobody, as opposed to some of my colleagues. They every 2 minutes they got a sponsored by sponsored by Progressive, sponsored by Hyundai, sponsored by. We're gonna keep it short and sweet. You gotta love that. All right, so we're talking baseball highlights, the end of week 9 to week 10. Before the review, we're gonna do tomorrow, Sunday. This being Saturday night. Excuse me. Sponsored by maybe cough lozenges. Yeah, I quit smoking. All y'all out there. So yeah, a lot of bike riding and puffing on a few cigars. You get to be in your early 40s. It's time to consider, changes in your lifestyle. You can continue to age better. Not that most of you care about that. All right. So baseball highlights. We're talking Yasiel Puig, most RBIs for a guy who just started out. He's up to. There's only 2 other dudes they were profiling against him, and number 3 is like back at 56. So this guy's on track to set the high mark. Giants versus Diamondbacks. Justin Verlander of Detroit, kind of like disappointing. He's got a lot of defense helping him, bailing him out, even though they won, or so they were talking. The crew at baseball tonight. St. Louis versus Cincy, still on a roll. Best road record in baseball and best record in terms of the RISP. All you baseball fans, you know what that is. The rest of you, runners in scoring position. RISP sounds like Risk, the game of world conquest. And in a way, runners in scoring position, it's a tricky thing like that. All right, just a reminder, kind of silly tonight. You have to forgive me. OMSR is a show. We have to do it like this, no matter how sucky it may be. Talk radio version or otherwise. It's called the DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. It's a fair use standard. It covers minimal use and derivatives, which is what we've been doing since Generation 1, especially with regard to professional sports. The Good Ship Sports Club Lollipop on YouTube has sailed, and with regard to anything beyond your 30-second big clip, which is running around all over YouTube, and I guarantee you we're bringing you much better than that, so save your comments for the actual sport event. We're actually trying to bring you. I sound like the guy who had the world record for talking the longest and the fastest. You used to do the FedEx commercials for the Orange Bowl. Because it has to be done this way and like that. So I've been preaching the DMCA since Generation 1. So it's like that. Again, save the comments for all that. And yeah, it's not my first choice to have to do a show, force you guys into it. But it's also as a professional courtesy to my colleagues at ESPN. This is a pro bono sports show. We do this for the fun of it. You still have to give credit where credit is due. You're going to borrow others' content. There has to be an amalgamation of your own content. So video highlights courtesy to ESPN and MLB. All the original content, the overall concept, copyright to the OMSR. All right. Thanks for watching.
As for us next week, we head to New Jersey.
All right, so I just want to
presented by Corona X to return to the battle of undefeated
so you understand what's going on here.
Republic Olympian Juan Carlos Payano fights hard-hitting.
We're not poking fun at our parents' network being a surrogate.
Catch it 9 Eastern on ESPN2 and also
just like we have to stick to the TV guide. I mean, there's no mystery where these sports clips are coming from on the OMSR. Yeah, I'm going to have to talk over you. You had your chance. You made your point. I'm going to have to keep talking. Okay. You see, it's baseball tonight. It's within 20 minutes. We're still on boxing. Boxing's pretty much a linear event. You'd think they'd be able to, better define it. Obviously, this guy's a boxer. Okay, that's funny in and of itself. No offense. It's called a bench press with more than 20-pound dumbbells. Yeah, just so you know, I mean, if we miss an event, and just like you, we're privy to the TV guide, you can't time your watch to the TV guide coming up on cable. All right, so what say ye to baseball highlights thee?
For Molina, who thought that he could get a shot as a mandatory.
Here's what's happening in baseball right now. The Braves taking on the Dodgers. Yasiel Puig up to bat the bottom of the sixth, down 1-0, and he does it again. Deep and gone as Puig hits his 4th home run of the season. Yasiel Puig, he flew out his first time up, but this time goes deep. The crowd going wild as Chavez Ravine. It's 1-0 right now in the bottom of the 8th.
I tell you what, that's what you call a carrier right there.
Most RBI in his first 5 career games. Puig ties the record. Danny Espinosa also at 10. Jack Merson in 1951 as Puig off to a historic start so far in Dodger blue. And with that, we welcome you to Baseball Tonight alongside Mark Mulder, Rick Sutcliffe, and Keith Law. I'm Adnan Burke. Keith, of course, our draft expert, going to break down all you need to know as we recap what's gone on so far and talking about a lot of pitching. But Puig's going to come up later in the show. For now, we begin with the Giants and the D-backs, guys. And Patrick Corbin has been phenomenal so far for this Arizona team, trying to get to 10-0 before the All-Star break. The first to that in 16 years, facing the Giants, and early on, he looked good.
And everybody talks about his slider, but he has the ability to use that fastball on the inside part of the plate as good as any young guy in the game today. And then, of course, the slider is just a wipeout pitch.
Corbin here getting Buster Posey to ground to third to end the inning. He was cruising through 6 innings. Paul Goldschmidt been on fire of late, trying to stay hot against Matt Cain. As you see a matchup between pitcher versus batter, Cain will get Goldschmidt to ground at 6.43.
Well, and Mark, you know very well, when you're going up against a guy like Corbin, there's not going to be a whole lot of runs to work with. Cain knew that he had to step up, and he did.
And the thing I liked about Cain in this game, so many times this year we've seen his slider up in the zone getting hit for homers. Everything he had was down tonight.
Bottom of the 6th, Cain will get Goldschmidt swinging. So a couple of double plays and a strikeout. Can't do much better than that as Cain was settling in. Top of 7, still no score. Runners in the corners. 2 out for Gregor Blanco. The base hit up the middle. Pablo Sandoval will score, and the Giants finally take a 1-0 lead. And later it's Goldschmidt. Runners on first and second. 2-0 count. Gone.
I just do not understand the decision by the Giants to leave Jeremy Affeldt, a lefty, and to face Paul Goldschmidt, who has destroyed left-handed pitchers for his entire major league career.
So we're at 31, 28, barely over 500. San Francisco, 34, 26, a little better.
Just 1 run, 4 strikeouts. He was electric yet again. Diamondbacks won Corbin's final start last season. They've won all 11 this season. If they can beat the Giants tonight, they'll tie Randy Johnson for 2nd on the franchise list of consecutive starts that the team won. Some pretty good names on that list. Checking out the Cardinals and the Reds. Maybe the best rivalry right now in baseball when you consider the enmity between these two teams and just how good both of them are. Adam Wainwright has a 14-1 strikeout to walk ratio this season. And look at this at-bat between him and Shin-Soo Choo.
Well, Choo is known for getting on base and being very patient at the plate. Adam Wainwright threw him just about everything he has in this at-bat, and Choo with a very good eye just waiting and waiting Wainwright out.
Well, that's a big difference in Cincinnati's lineup this year as opposed to a year ago, that on-base percentage from the leadoff spot.
Wainwright pitches outside on the 12th pitch of the at-bat, only his 7th walk of the season. But Wainwright will bounce right back. Facing Zach Cozart, 5-4-3 double play. He's out of the inning.
As much benefit as they get from having Choo in the leadoff spot, having Cozart in the 2nd spot, making all those outs in front of Joey Votto, does not help the offense.
Cardinals led Major League Baseball with a .339 average, runners in scoring position. Entering Friday, top of the 4th, 2 outs. David Freese to left center off of Mike Leake. Matt Holliday scores. It's 1-0. That is John Jay lining one to right center. Alan Craig scores 2-0.
Obviously, that's a great number with runners in scoring position, but there's some great hitters that are in that lineup from top to bottom.
Top of the 6th, Pete Cosma lining one to left. Freese and Jay score. It's 6-0 Cardinals. And then the top of the 7th, the man on third, 2 away. Freese lining one deep to left center. Holiday scores the double for Freese. Cardinals go 8 for 19 with runners in scoring position and win at 9-2.
Well, the big thing about it was they were able to get Mike Leake out of the ball game. They get into the bullpen. They scored 6 runs off the guys Dusty Baker brought in after the starter.
David Freese has 17-game hit streak, the longest of his career. The Cardinals are 21-9 on the road this season, the best road record in Major League Baseball.